Hey everyone, welcome to Pouring Takes. I'm Charlie Van.
And I am Rayya. We are at Bryan Street Tavern tonight. We're back at home. You know, home is where all of our comfort is, right, Charlie? Because it was a long, long weekend.
In many ways. Some fun ways. It was a long weekend. You know, some of us bar hopped all over Deep Ellum in Lower Greenville after
I was in
2
Lower
nights.
Greenville yesterday.
You were?
Yeah.
Where were you at?
Where did we go? We started at... Shoot, I don't remember where we went. I'm blanking.
Sounds like a pretty good day.
Yeah, sounds...
I know we ended at Milo's. Oh, we went to Stan's.
Okay, that's a good spot.
Yeah.
Stan's, great food.
We didn't... Yeah, we had some snacks there, but definitely I was just drinking because of you know what happened Sunday.
Well, didn't you get a bottle of Fireball too?
I did not get a whole bottle. Don't start that rumor.
Oh,
but
you
there
should have.
There were shots of Fireball that were had, and there were multiple of them.
Okay, that was at Stan's.
That was at Stan's.
Oh, I thought you got like a bottle
No,
of...
no, but remember before we
Fire-
went to the Boulevard, I tried to get us the party pack of the Fireball, and nobody was interested.
I'll
Party
I'll always take some Fireball.
Fireball.
But yeah, no, it was a crazy. Well, let's talk about the Boulevard on Saturday because that was a lot of fun. Because I haven't done that since 2021. I think
We went right after like COVID, right? Like that's
Yeah,
we went
that
together.
was the first time back.
So what'd you think?
Oh, I love it. I mean, I love how it is just one of the big parties, especially because I'll be honest, you know, I went to, you know, school and we didn't kind of have things like that, you know, and if we did have a tailgate, it was very small, but we didn't have football. So get to experience at least some, you know, college
some
game
bougie
day.
tailgating.
Yeah, you know what, though? It was, I mean, minus the heat, it was a lot of fun.
How heavy was that cooler we made you carry?
I mean, I'm not a big guy.
That was
you
a
know?
big cooler.
That was a big.
That
but
had
luckily,
24 beers in it. 24 beers. and
Luckily,
you,
Topher and Brian took it off my hand.
yeah.
So I was just all there for the drinking, the music.
I just love being back at home like that. That was my life. 2011, 2012.
So they do that every weekend.
They do it for
Or
every home
like
game.
every home.
Every home game. That's yeah, it's
Wow.
not a special thing. Actually, next week when we play Florida State, it's family weekend, and it's even. I would say it's like the same size since we played TCU. Like it's just like one big party. And shout out to our friend Randall who got us in a tent because it was hot.
It was
AF
hot
out there, and I was wearing a leather skirt. My bad. Should have known better.
I got
Dude.
stung by a bee or an ant or something.
Yeah, he has this like welt on his arm.
But it's all good because I was just in the moment.
Yeah.
And so, and maybe the alcohol flowing. And then we went to Barley House.
Which, weirdly enough, was overrun by all these TCU brats. Like, why are they at my bar? That's an SMU bar.
They travel in packs, though.
They were really annoying.
But hey, you got the last laugh.
I did, yeah. We, like, completely destroyed them. Pony up, bitches.
What was the final score? It was
50-something to 30-something.
all right. I mean, it's not as bad as the North Carolina James Madison.
Yeah, who saw
game.
that coming?
It's been crazy so far. But I enjoyed every minute of that Saturday, so thank you for the invite.
Of
It was a
course.
lot of fun. Got to experience that. And, of course, Saturday night, see Tanner at the Midnight and Chromeo. Both great bands. Never seen the Midnight before. If you haven't heard of the Midnight, go check them out. It's a nice, like,
not.
modern 80s sync wave. What would you say? I guess that
Sync wave.
kinda
What the
sync-
hell
Synth.
is sync wave?
Synth.
Synthwave.
Sorry, synthwave. Hey,
Yeah.
they were in sync. They were fun.
Drink. Just no.
Yes, yes.
Just,
Chromeo was awesome too.
Yeah, check them out. Both excellent bands.
doesn't Chromeo, like, not tour often? Like, this is a really big deal?
I've never seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I've been a
haven't
fan
either.
of theirs for like 20 years.
Yeah, that's what Kristen and Joelle were telling me. Like, it's really rare for them to, like, go on tour. They do festivals, but they don't do, like, actual tours.
Yeah.
Friday night Glass Animals were awesome
Oh, yeah,
at
look at
Fair
you.
Park.
Yeah.
Well, I love when AFI did this. I love when the artist, especially the singer, gets involved with the crowd, and he, like, we're on the lawn seat, and he comes all the way up and sings one of their hit singles. So that was cool. And then there was a very space theme, so they had like a very trippy like backdrop video. They went all out. They were good.
Do I know any songs by this band?
Heat Wave was
Okay,
big.
that is
yeah,
them. Okay,
yeah.
I thought so.
That was in the encore. Other Side of Paradise. The name might not sound familiar, but if you heard the song, you recognize it. So, no, great job. The lead singer, although they're from the UK, but he said he grew up here in Texas. Wouldn't disclose where, but he said he would be at the fair this coming week.
Oh, my God, the fair
I know,
starts.
Friday.
Stop it.
Tanner has an idea, though. We can just have open
Wait,
podcasts
what?
for the fair.
That's true. I have season passes, so I can get us in for free.
Ooh.
And we just shoot a little show over there. What do you say?
I'm down. I think that's cool. I'm not I didn't get to go to the fair last year. I've only been a handful of times.
Oh, I go probably 4 or 5 times a year.
I get about one in.
Yeah.
The last time I went was with you and Crystal.
Yeah.
When I won the big.
Oh,
pig.
2022. Oh,
Yep.
yeah. That is right.
And then Romo destroyed said big pig.
Makes sense.
It's true.
Yeah, be
well,
that.
there's a lot of good food. I saw a lot of the kind of the stuff that they have. So we need to pick a night, get some vlogging in.
That's right.
Yeah, look at
Come
us.
hang
got a
out with
beer
us
garden.
at the fair.
Pouring takes on the road again. Roadshow.
Hey, we like our food. We like our drinks. So.
Speaking of drinks, what are you drinking tonight? Today's Monday, so what are we?
Oh, it's a half off draft. So I got the Dallas
is it
Blonde.
half off Texas drafts?
Texas drafts, yes. I got the Dallas Blonde. Producer Tanner, what do you got?
I also have that. Sorry, I'm over here working.
Look at him. He's mixing it up over there. Okay. That was
You're
making
gonna
fun
drink?
of your
Yes,
fantasy football team.
yes. I
We'll
try to be
we'll
clever.
get to your fantasy problems.
You mean my
your
nightmare?
fantasy nightmare?
Yeah, my night-
That's funny.
And
But
you're-
I'm having a $5 Crown and Down. Crown and Coke.
Good
It
move.
Yeah. All the
Especially
drink
if-
specials here are just
Oh, they're
every
great.
day the best.
But let's dive into it.
Can I avoid this just a little
No.
longer? Oh God.
Well, I'm already wearing it on me, so.
I can't believe you showed up wearing that, by the way.
You know what? I was telling Steven over here, I was saying I should have wore the Stars since they did win their preseason. Should shout out the Stars winning 2-1 over the Blues.
So I almost wore my Stars crop top,
Yeah.
and then I decided to go with Smew because
I mean,
pony up, bitches.
I mean, I don't think I have a crop top, but I have the jersey that I could have worn.
I can change that for you real quick.
Hey, just cut one of my
You
shirts. in.
have one of my SMU T-shirts.
Yes, it's in the laundry. I wore it for SMU Watch over under, so and spilled some stuff on it. It's okay.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know what you're spilling on my clothes. Mm-mm. No, thank you.
But
Not Malort.
Not Malort. Yes, it probably was a Malort shot.
It's disgusting.
I know. It's fun. Steven, you should have it.
Oh my God.
He hasn't. Her fiance Steven has not had Malort.
We had to explain that one to him, but it's fine.
He's more of a fan of oil slicks.
No, just give my man's his tequila. You don't even got to dress it up. He likes to raw dog his tequila.
They do have tequila on the shot wheel though,
Yes, they do.
and never land on it. Never. Just a Malort.
See, this is me. I'm vamping. You guys are totally vamping. I don't want to talk about
All
it.
right. Well, we'll just pour it on right here.
Oy.
Man,
Oy.
see, it's one thing to watch a game, but being at a game.
Yeah, I want to hear your perspective. So, you've been, these games back to back. You saw the super, super slow start against New Orleans and the eventual beatdown. Then you got to see another super, super slow start, but a comeback that started a ruin in that fourth quarter that didn't actually come all the way back. How do you feel in that environment? I feel like that's just an emotional nightmare.
Well, I'll say this: I've been going to these home games for 16 years at this stadium, and I would say this is the first time at back-to-back home games where it felt almost like being at an away game. That's how many of the other teams, on offense, how loud. Saints, I'm not surprised. A lot of Saints fans in DFW. But Baltimore, that was surprising, which leads me to believe, especially because my area is a lot of season ticket holders, is that people are selling their tickets.
Wow, look at
Because
that.
there's no way I've never seen that many.
Yeah, Baltimore just seems
Yeah,
very...
that's not a team that travels a lot. It was funny, though. There was a Cowboys fan that flew all the way. He says, once a year I come to the games from Richmond, and usually they've won every time. I'm 5-1.
Well, you can't win them all.
But, yeah, just the energy already sucked out.
Yeah, from the jump.
Just from the jump. But that just tells you, just how, sloppy and just no answer, and just right away when Lamar scored, there was just yep, I think fans already checked out right away.
One of the things you said after last game was the fact that we deferred against New Orleans really bothered you.
Yeah.
And we got the ball to start this game. and that opening drive absolutely stalled out. You texted me. You were
Yeah.
already mad.
Well, I mean, and the reason why I defer is because just statistically, we have to answer first. When we don't or we're behind a half, it just we lose. And so this time we didn't defer, and it did get away. So I'm like, well, we can't win no matter what.
No.
We can have no good luck because we make no offensive plays. There's nothing special. And then obviously we know what the defense is. Just I said it last week. It's 2020's defense all over again.
I will say in those opening drives, they did go to Brandon Cooks more. They did. My concern is what happened as the game developed. And
Yeah.
you saw the friction between Dak and CD, which is something I didn't see coming.
Well, but that's training camp right there too.
You really blame that on him skipping training camp, or do
little
you
bit.
blame that on CD having a big ego with his big contract?
There's a little bit. I think there is. I think it could be both. I think CD also there is this ego, but I mean, you can't drop those passes. You can't have
And you
those
can't
fumble. Yeah, and
do
this
you know
one
where
is.
my head went? My head went to that season where Dak got hurt and Zeke tried to do too much,
Oh,
and
yeah.
he fumbled 6 times in a row.
That was the 2020. This feels like 2020 all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Just sloppiness. Yes, they did go to Cooks, but I mean, a couple of those were a little bit overthrown, I felt. And then two, just I don't think that chemistry is right there.
Yeah, I also think they rushed Ferguson back.
Yeah,
I mean, he looked okay, but he
not-
wasn't himself. Yeah.
Yeah, he dropped. I think they could have done with it. I think Schoonmaker did okay enough last week. And anyways, it wasn't in their play design.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned Zeke. He wasn't in their play design. You
He's
bring the
not.
guy back for 3. I'm not saying he's got to be number 1, but you don't have a number 1.
Yeah, but when you're also playing behind, you're not giving Arby's touches at all anyway.
But they could have mixed it up a little bit better in the beginning. Like, I
I
don't
think
feel
you
like
have
the
to-
passing game is there.
I think you have to start Zeke over Rico, especially at home, just to get the crowd going. I don't think people get excited for Rico, but people still seem to get excited for Zeke.
Well, but I think I'll say that. Well, Zeke is obviously a household favorite, but I also just think the experience. I don't see that with Rico. I don't see the. I think Rico is like a number 2. We don't have a clear-cut number 1. That's the problem. It doesn't seem like there's any interest in elevating Dalvin Cook by any time soon.
Yeah, I don't blame them because you're just elevating somebody who is the same style of running back but older.
The problem is we just don't know what we want to do at running back.
We don't know what we want to do on offense. Period.
Yeah, well, and that's Mike McCarthy. It's everything so bland, everything so wishy-washy.
It's basic bitch shit all over again. Bring on the pumpkin spice lattes.
If you ask me what worries you the most on offense, if we're just going to speak offense real quick, it's actually the rookies look very rookie. And there is a lot of – Dak was under a lot of duress. And we've seen this
So
before.
you're saying the O-line is your biggest concern?
On the offense, it's one of my biggest concerns.
On offense,
yeah.
See,
Guyton had a horrible day.
but rookies are good at rookie. And for me, my biggest concern is going to be the Dak and CD rift. I don't know where this is going to go. And then you got Micah Parsons dropping sound bites. Not everybody needs to be Superman. Like, shut up.
But
Just
the
shut
problem
up.
is, like I just mentioned, it's 2020 all over again. What happened in 2020 when he didn't have the? Yeah, he didn't have the block.
I was injured in 2020. I don't remember anything.
So that's what we know what happened to Dak. We know what the pressure. That's the gamble with rookie, and that's the gamble of not going out. And I'm not saying you can't draft these guys, but they clearly are not ready. Like that's when on this other, Kalen Carson is not ready to be he is not ready to be a CB.
No,
day one.
not at all.
And but this is when you don't go and pay to play, and these are the gambles. Now, can Guyton and them clean up? I mean, maybe, but I still would much prefer if you can go out right now and grab someone.
You think you can go find an offensive lineman right now?
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying I would feel a lot better in that. But it is what it is, and you have to work with what you got. So, and you're mentioning that CD chemistry. Like, I mean, how's that going to change? Like, what is going to – because obviously it sounded like from Dak, they didn't have a good practice either. Even though Mike McCarthy says they played hard.
PR.
Yeah. So that's not good. So that means there is no chemistry working on. Nothing is going right. This is just it's sloppy all around, and it shows.
And I mean, I'm really glad they were able to get it together towards the end because we said that Ravens defense is not the same defense it's always been in the past. So I was really glad that they were able in the fourth quarter.
Well, I know because I have them on my fantasy and I
yardage.
got 3 points.
You have the Ravens defense in fantasy?
Yeah,
Ooh.
I know. Well, also I have Jaguars too.
Your team needs a makeover.
You mean the Cowboys?
Both of them.
You have the Jaguars defense.
That's a backup. That's a backup. That was what was left.
I got the Philly defense on my bench if you want to trade. I'm not giving up Pittsburgh, but I'll trade you
But what
Philly.
would you trade for?
I forgot who's on your team.
There's not really much desirable now. Okay, you know what is sad? And maybe this was by design because they knew they can run Derrick Henry down our throat. Mark Andrews just chilling.
Well, I have Isaiah Likely.
Yeah.
Lamar didn't throw to either tight end.
I should
the whole game.
have put in Conklin from. He had at least 14.
But I mean, we
with
talked about this on the
Jets.
last episode. The way you beat the Cowboys is you run the damn football, and Lamar
Against the guy
ran
you
all
could
over
have
us.
had.
And yeah,
It's like seeing the chick that got away because you said you can't afford him because you got to pay Trey Lance $5 million.
My baby didn't get away. He's right there.
He is right there. He might get away. We're not going to talk Dolphins right now.
Leave my.
But yeah, I mean, like the fact we couldn't pay because we're paying, Trey Lance $5 million, and then of course Dak's bonus because of the stall and all these things. Anyways,
All the things, yeah.
it was kind of like cringing, but also satisfying seeing Derrick Henry just because it's like, look, exactly. And if not Derrick Henry, somebody else. Like, this is what you could have had or had to an extent, and you didn't because you're paying a guy who's not even going to ever start, most likely, or even be a backup here.
Yeah, it's, that's what happens when you go all in, Charlie. You didn't know? Uncle Jerry said we went all in.
All insanity. And going back to the CD, because we texted about this today, you're like, what's your like? Him not doing interviews is dumb. I'm sorry. You were a big root cause because here's the thing: you take away that fumble.
I was going to
especially-
say it's one thing to not get targeted and like feel frustrated.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm open. I'm not getting the ball. No. You were getting targeted. You had what was it? 3 drops he finished with. 3 drops and a fumble.
Yeah,
he
3
was 4
and
for 7.
almost a pass interference
He
offensive.
did get called for
but
OPI.
they went for Guyton because Guyton had the
right.
hold. They negated his, but if that hadn't hold,
But yeah,
it would have been on him.
I would
either
have-
way.
I would respect him more if he did speak to the media and say, like, yeah, it was not my best game. I effed up. I'm sorry I, threw my little bitch fit on the sideline. Because I remember Des Bryant used to throw all the bitch fits.
Oh, yeah.
But he wasn't being targeted. He was frustrated that he wasn't being targeted. That's completely different than, like, you're literally dropping the
You're
ball.
almost only being targeted. Like, they've sometimes, as we talked about, forced the
Yep.
ball. Here's small little positive. Going on the offense, I will say, I'm liking Tolbert's confidence and what he's coming along. I mean, Turpin had a good.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
I keep saying it, they need to incorporate Turpin more into that
Turpin
offense.
time.
And they don't even need him returning kicks anymore because the other guy is just as good.
Stop forcing Deuce. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's really gross.
He's not Sproles, and he doesn't have the power, the ability to get through. Nor do I feel like there's even close to the line power enough to get him through, But hey, my guy Hunter Limpke, fullback, had
Oh
a
my
good
God,
breakaway.
I got way too excited. I was like screaming in his ear about the fullback.
I
He
know
was like,
they don't
"What
use
is wrong
nearly
with
enough.
you?"
Phil, what I said. I mean, he's the only one to me that has nearly the speed more than what we got. But yeah, really the only big victory is our guy Brandon Aubrey making history, franchise history, 65-yard field goal. And what's happening with Tucker over there on the other end? Because I also have him as my kicker. I have 3 Ravens.
So there's this thing called time, and it just is always moving. And as it moves, people age.
Except
and when
for Tom
they
Brady.
age, they begin to not be as good athletes as they were before. That is why they say the saying, "Father Time is undefeated."
I guess that means
Father Time's got Justin Tucker.
Adam Vinatieri must have had the fountain of youth for so long to go up to 46 years old and pretty accurate up until maybe that final season.
But we saw it with Dan Bailey.
Yeah, but he tore his growing, so that's like
Woof, I did not know that.
that's like Tommy John's for kickers right there.
Tommy John's for
I mean,
kickers.
it is.
What the fuck?
Once you get, but hey, we got Automatic Aubrey, the engineer.
He's the best player on this team.
He
like,
is.
hands down the best player on the team.
Well, there should be more of his jerseys. I said that last time, and I'm
is
surprised.
that going to be your next buy? Are you going to get yourself an Aubrey jersey?
See, I don't know. Do you have to like get that custom? Because there's not a lot of kickers. Like Tucker has one, but that I don't know that the Cowboys have.
I don't know. Look
Aubrey.
it up.
They should. If
really
not,
should.
there's a lot of custom jerseys.
Yeah, go make yourself a Brandon
I'm gonna
Aubrey
go kick it
jersey. He
with-
deserves it.
Go kick it with Aubrey.
Kick it.
Drink.
Drink.
By the way, since this was a terrible game that none of us
Yeah.
got right.
I'm literally sitting here trying to remember what my shot take was, and I can't for the life of me remember.
Well,
what I
obviously you didn't get it right. So
said. How do you know I didn't get it right? I legitimately think I made a shot take about the Ravens,
if you can't remember it, you don't have.
but I was also super hungover.
So you have to take a
Tanner's
shot.
thinking. I see the wheels turning.
I am thinking. I can't remember what it was. I
I-
know that I got pretty close.
Yeah, you definitely were the closest one.
I mean, I said a close game, and I said it come down to a Aubrey field goal, and I mean technically you take away that if that CD fumble, I mean you got a touchdown.
It did end up being a 3-point game.
Yeah.
It probably shouldn't have been a 3-point game.
Yeah,
But
I had a feel. Well, like we just said, the defense of the Ravens are
I want
less
to
than
say my
desirable.
shot take had something to do with Lamar just running all over our defense.
Oh yeah, I think you.
Oh,
said
I
you
think I
had
said 70 yards rushing is what I said.
What did
70
he
yards
get?
and 2 touchdowns.
I didn't say touchdowns. I just said yards running because
That
I
might
just
be the week before.
What did he get?
I'm gonna look at.
He wasn't too happy. He was not after the 28-6 the comeback. And that wasn't garbage time moments. Well, their penalties. The defense got very sloppy. I mean, it was like they couldn't even.
Oh, I should not be doing a shot.
He had
14 carries for 87 yards and a touchdown, and I said over 70 yards. So I technically don't have to do that.
You don't have to take it if you don't want.
Oh, I'm gonna take it. 'cause
Yes,
I'm
you're gonna
scared.
enjoy us.
This is Cowboys therapy, and this is
Yeah.
what we do.
Yeah.
Oh, but I'm finally on the scoreboard this season. Yay!
All right, Tanner's. Oh yeah, we were about the same. So pretty much almost the same.
And it's just fireball
Yeah.
anyway.
Fireball.
Okay,
Dolly.
let's like we did last week. I kind of like the blame game. Is it more of the same?
Okay, I'm not ready for this conversation yet. If we're gonna completely
Okay,
rag,
we'll roast.
hold on. If we're gonna completely rag on the offense, we gotta rag on the defense
Oh,
too.
yeah. Well, I
you can't just let those guys off the hook. They suck.
I thought I said they were very soft.
Wow, that was super aggressive.
Okay. I
Let it out.
no.
Defense.
Defense- no,
So
let
I
it
like
defense
you
isn't
guys
on
know
the
this.
hook.
Like going
I
into
thought
the
I said the
season,
soft.
my expectations were down here for the offense.
Yeah.
I expect the offense to let me down. Like I expect Dak to play Superman essentially and be a superhero and try to do every fucking thing he can do, but everybody
As
else
is
around him.
Cowboys tradition.
Everybody else around him always falls short.
Well, this is like the
The
well,
defense is the one thing I felt somewhat confident in. I felt, we talked about, we're getting Trayvon Diggs back from his ACL. Micah Parsons, quote unquote, has matured in the offseason because he talked to Cowboy legends and got all smart and stuff. We talked about the possibility of the run defense getting better in the offseason. None of that shit has happened, boys.
Well, I think you thought there was gonna because what I said last year, I was out on the Dan Quinn defense.
Yeah.
Like they checked out, or
They
he
didn't-
checked out. I felt like Quinn.
Can I say my phrase? Am I allowed to say my phrase? There was nobody in their ass.
All right, you're going to drink on that one.
That's
Thought we
hot.
were a PG-13 team over here. I think just of what you saw back with the Bengals in the day and Vikings, there was that intensity. He is non-existent on that sideline. There is no emotion there, and that's what I said. This is a Mike Nolan type defense, not a Mike Zimmer type defense. And as I mentioned, Kalen Carson's not ready. You're definitely missing Bland, but you know who surprisingly, to me, has been less than desirable? Trayvon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Trayvon Diggs.
He runs in slow motion. Look at Steven right now. Look at Steven.
You got rid of Gilmore. I mean, you didn't want another person you didn't want to pay. Another 4th-round pick that could have gone, and helped out there. but you didn't. Yeah, Diggs is gone silent. I mean, I do agree with those. I mean, I think the only one that's really shown anything as far as a veteran, Tank is fighting it. Tank is fighting his hard. That dude's, I saw someone say he's 32 years old.
I was going to say he's our age. Like, he's literally our age.
Yeah, I mean, he's the last of the hot boys.
Oh, I remember the Hot Boys.
You
That
know?
was such a fun time to be alive.
And, if you go to these games, he's always the one. He reminds me of Keith Brooken, or Keith was always the veteran defense that always did the rally, before. And it almost is like, I don't know why you're doing this now. It isn't doing the job. Which, I mean, they just seem lifeless. There's just no
this
no
team
fight.
Has no fight in them whatsoever, and that goes for the offense too. Like I said, the only thing special about this team is special teams, you guys.
Man, that punt, that recovered punt now, trying to do that twice, you're not going to get lucky that twice. But, the Ravens fans, the air just went out just that second. But, hey, you know what? That was smart right there. Yeah.
Yeah, the watermelon
My dad's
kick.
like, they're going to try it again, aren't they? It's like, you can't do that twice. But, hey.
There's a whole bunch of rules around it now. That surprise, I miss it.
I think there was like a surprise onside kick in a college football game this weekend. I'm trying to remember. I watched
There was
a
a
lot
fake
of football.
punt.
But, yeah, there's just no fight. It's still, obviously, week one was smoke and mirrors because the Browns aren't good. I mean, they're just not good.
Yeah, they just got stomped by the Giants, so there's that.
But
And we got the Giants on Thursday Night Football, guys.
right, and New York, 6-11. Quick turnaround. 6-11. That's what.
That is literally what I just said. We have the Giants on Thursday Night Football.
No, I'm saying they're going to be desperate.
Oh.
They're desperate. It's a rivalry. No, Tanner's over here whispering 6-11.
You're not wrong.
But where's the 6 win going to come from?
You're supposed to be the optimist on this show. You've got your optimist, your pessimist, and your realist. That's what we are.
I'm optimistic we're going to have a good draft pick. I'm optimistic.
Sanders.
Look, you guys, we have one win right now. If we just lose out, we can draft Cam Ward out of Miami.
It's going to be Sanders.
We're not going to get have y'all seen him play? That Hail Mary, by the way, against Baylor. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah.
But you know who won that game for them? Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter is a guy I would take in the first round.
I
Which,
agree.
I mean, at CB,
CB,
or wide
wide
receiver,
receiver,
dying. Well, you know
special
why?
teams.
You know why?
Put him
I'll go
anywhere.
with that, and then I'll go with second round. I go with Dylan Gabriel,
Where's he at?
Oregon, because he's not someone who's starting. That's what you got to think. Is someone who's not going to be who can be there. Who is not going to be a day one starter, but can kind of learn. It's going to be cheaper.
No, now after watching that Colorado Baylor game, I have my heart set on Travis Hunter, and none of you can change my mind.
I agree that would be a fantastic pick.
But what is the Cowboys?
But Jerry Jones likes a circus, and you know what's going to be the biggest circus ever?
But he's not going to draft Shador after giving fucking Dak all that money.
Oh, he's done stupider shit.
No, that would be
he did want Johnny Manziel.
I would say that is. I was thinking
but they got Zach Martin. Thank
I was going to say that's the equivalent of us potentially drafting a Johnny Manziel.
Us not drafting Johnny Football, I thought was the one thing that was definitely going to happen.
At that time, we needed that circus, though. We needed
because that was after we had Kyle Orton fill in for
Tony Romo.
Yeah. But if I were gonna go early draft too, I mean, outside of that, if he's not there, I would definitely look at Ollie Gordon at Oklahoma State.
You dropped his name last week too.
But
Look
who
at Josh
knows?
Allen move that booty.
No matter what we think, this is how we do our Monday nights.
Is that Dalton
Josh
Kincaid?
Allen-
Damn
yes.
it.
Another one that could have been there for us.
I'm playing against Dalton
But we went
Kincaid.
with Mozzie Smith, and we'll see how that works out. Speaking of the defense,
He's hurt.
yeah, I know. It's not been good. Just sloppy all around. Let's just say it. No fight. Real quick, blame game.
I'm going to go.
And a rank. What did he last time?
I'm
Top
still,
3 or
I'm
4?
going to still say Mike McCarthy
Well, yeah,
is
he's the coach.
problem. He's the problem. The
Yeah.
game plan from the jumps, these back-to-back games have been awful.
Well, if
These
your
first
team-
drives have not set any tone of any kind. The players do not look like they're ready to play.
No.
Everybody's telling you, you got the soundbite saying, oh, we just need to do our job, then what the fuck am I paying you for as a fan? Well, like, why am I giving you my money to go to the game if I'm Charlie Van? I'm not going to these games. I'm not stupid.
I mean, I'm not, to be fair, I'm not paying for these tickets. That's a different Charlie Van. That's my dad. So
sorry, Daddy Van.
So I'm just along for the emotional roller coaster.
Okay, but can I get back to my rant, please? Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah. Don't come at me with we all need to do our jobs. Like, stop that. Stop it. You know, this is why I would fire Mike McCarthy midseason, but then who would you have at the helm? Like, who would you, like, how do you fix this? You don't. They were saying on NFL Live today, it's like Marcus Spears, who's the biggest Cowboys homer fucking ever on that show, is just looking at, like, his hands and being like, I don't know what to do. Like, there's not enough talent on that defense to fix anything, and there's no fire in that offense.
And you're not going to make any trades, unfortunately. You don't have the capital.
Yeah, because they're a...
You know, so... Say it with your chest.
They're a bunch of fucking bitches in that front office.
Hey!
It is... It is, very scarce leadership. But it's been like that way. I mean, they don't pull the trigger when they need to. And the overpaying, the managing the contract. But
okay, but long story short, my answer to your question, who gets the blame? For me, it goes Mike McCarthy. Then it goes Micah Parsons and that D-line. And the linebackers suck, by the way. Oh, yeah, and the corners suck, too. The only person that can actually hit somebody is Donovan Wilson, okay? Like... What? Do we not know how to tackle? Do we not play Pee Wee football? No? Okay, cool. Thanks, guys. So that's where my blame goes.
I put Zimmer. This is your. I put Zimmer. This is your schemes suck.
I don't think so. I think your players suck. I think it's a player problem on defense.
I think Zimmer.
Like, they literally don't know what they're doing. Like, they can't even stop. Like, you know Lamar's going to run.
But aren't you paid as a...
Hold on. You're on the fucking 2-yard line. Like, what else are they going to fucking do?
But then where's the intense Zimmer who used to get in people's freaking ass? That is your job as a coach, to get in.
No, like,
yes. If you want to blame Mike
McCarthy. You want to tell me Micah Parsons is a generational player? Then use your fucking intuition and make a goddamn stop.
I'm not saying he is a full generation. But if you're going to put the blame on Mike McCarthy, it is on Zimmer. It is on Zimmer. This is your team.
No, that defense sucks.
But what has changed completely on that defense as far as personnel completely from last year?
Yeah, exactly. They are good players who suck this year.
But you need what did you say? What you need in the booty?
Yeah.
Well, you need a foot in that.
What do I say, Charlie?
What do you need? You need a foot in the ass. All right. Well, you need to get in there and go to these crybabies and be like, you're going to run. We need that old school Jimmy Johnson.
I need my studs to act like studs. Don't show up to the Kentucky Derby and run short, dude. Like, you're a fucking racehorse. Be a fucking racehorse.
Okay, but if you got some young 23, 24 who is stuck, who's going to get you? Like, we can't say the same with Mike, and we can't say both Mikes have not done what they need to do. Players obviously have to play. CD can't make that drop. But to say that, like, the schemes aren't broken, they're broken. There's just no fire.
I am just saying, looking at the way the Ravens played, specifically, you knew all they were going to do was run the ball.
Well, yeah, okay, but who played?
Like, come on.
But what are those practices looking like right now?
Yes, office dad?
I would like to just share that all of this is under the preface of Jerry Jones is ultimately at fault.
No, he is the
There you
number
go.
one. He is the cherry on the top.
I feel
He's
like
the
that just
number
goes without
one
saying.
problem. Yes.
Because-
Just want to make sure to all of our maybe out-of-town listeners, we're upset at Jerry first, and then everybody else.
I almost
Well,
said
you gotta
something
pay
nasty.
to play, and you want to talk about the personnel, and I agree with the personnel. I'm not sitting here saying those guys aren't doing what they should be. I get it.
My problem with the
But you're paying for
personnel
all.
is it's a lot of personality, and it's a lot of talking and talking and talking. Like, we listen to Micah Parsons on his podcast. You listen to Trayvon Diggs saying, wait till I'm healed from my ACL. Wait till I get back on the field. Wait till I can run faster than you.
But
I shouldn't be running faster than Trayvon Diggs.
Who runs that circus? Jerry Jones.
No.
Yes, he does.
I mean, yes.
Yes, he does.
But, yes.
Ask Dalton
but,
Schultz.
But these guys are putting out these personas, these images out there
And Jerry
and
loves
making
it.
promises they can't keep.
I
They
get
are
that.
really bad boyfriends.
But you know what?
Really, really
who's
bad
holding it
boyfriends.
to
What
them, though?
billionaire is a
Why
good
have
boyfriend?
A coach?
I'm not talking about the billionaires.
Why
I'm talking
you
about
have-
the players,
okay,
and they're also really bad
but-
boyfriends. For the record.
But let me ask you, right? Who's holding them even accountable? Their teammates aren't. Their closest teammates and their coaches.
Yeah, nobody's holding them
That's
accountable.
what I'm saying.
But
that
I'm
comes
saying,
to coaching.
I'm saying all the
Otherwise,
players
why
are
have a
like
coach?
this. All the players are like, oh, we play for the Dallas Cowboys. We're good. We don't have to win
Because
games.
that's the
We don't have to
environment.
do our jobs.
But Ray, that's been the way it's been for years, and they used to undermine Wade Phillips. Players would go to Jerry Jones. It's been that for 30 years. Why do you think Troy Aikman, he got mad at Barry Switzer because he wouldn't hold any of these guys accountable
Oh yeah,
because they
Barry
went to
Switzer
party?
was like the luckiest man on the planet. That man won the fucking
But that's what I'm
lottery.
saying. You're right. It is all Jerry. You do a radio show every week. You sign the checks or don't, however you want to look at it. But you put everything together on this. You choose the coaches. You choose the players who you want to pay or don't pay. It is ultimately on him, and I see him shaking his head. Well. You put this together. You put this together. You are the owner and you're the GM, and it ultimately falls on you, and it's not going to change because, unfortunately, he's not going to fire the GM.
He needs to die. He needs to fucking die.
Okay,
I'm
well,
sorry. I'm sorry.
He needs.
That's the only way we get out of it. It's like being trapped in like Groundhog Day. Like he,
I'll tell you what needs to. And this is also Cowboys fans' problems, and is when you do have passionate season ticket holders who will not forego their season tickets.
But yet they're turning around and selling their shit.
And no, I mean, there's still enough going. They're still making their money. That's the thing. People are still buying those tickets. Still people, they're buying the tickets from them. VIP businesses are still buying those suites. Merch is still hot, and they're still $11 billion.
I love that he says merch is still hot in his Micah Parsons jersey. Hey, look at it.
It is all hot because people are buying it because they're everywhere.
Okay.
So,
All right. So bringing us back to the original question, you say the blame on Jerry Jones. I blame Mike McCarthy.
well,
and the
no,
actual
I mean, I think
defensive
Mike
players.
McCarthy, I said he's the cherry on the top, but it's Mike McCarthy, Zimmer, CD on this one.
Yeah,
it's
but
definitely
CD,
CD.
I feel like, it is on CD, but I feel like he's going to be fine. Like, I don't worry about it.
Well, I don't see a long time. I'm just saying for this game in particular, you have to because he gets that
I don't
touchdown.
feel like that's emotionally scarring for me. I think it's just we all make mistakes and we have one bad game once in a while.
If it's bad on Thursday, then I'm going to worry.
It's called a bad day in the office.
But, I mean, going to Mike McCarthy, I don't know that there's going to be a whole lot of success to the ways things look right there. So it's a hold your breath, and it's we're going to do a lot of some shots this season.
To be fair, I didn't actually have to do my shot today. I volunteered.
Just because you already know the pain.
Well, I did pick against us, so there was that too. Anyway.
That's why.
Anyway, all right. Well, let me just say this. Massive shout out to the Ravens for running the damn football.
By the way, we said we were going to do this.
Oh, yeah. I said, okay.
I have it right here.
All right. So part of my job is a lot of like social listening. And so for fun, I used one of our tools and I just said, hey, give me what the top retweeted tweets about the Dallas Cowboys were in the last 24 hours. And I did this around, 10 a.m. this morning? What were your favorite tweets I sent you?
Okay, I got a few here. We're going to call this segment moving forward called Outpour.
Outpour.
This is all the
fan outpour.
Fan outpour. Lindsay Kate.
You know who she is?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
followed. Yeah, she says, I hope people are finally done calling Cowboys fans bandwagons because not a soul would choose this. I mean, granted, this is my 35th season because I was 1 year old when I started in it, so I do agree to that.
Yeah, the Cowboys have had my life for the better part of 30 years. I didn't choose this. I was born into this, and somehow I can't seem to get out of it.
Here's one for the whole cherry on the top. This is at Nick KC0487. The Dallas Cowboys will never find success as long as Jerry Jones is in charge.
We agree. We agree with that
We stand by that fully.
wholeheartedly.
I like this one from, he's in the media, sports media. I've always loved his takes. RJ Ochoa, the Dallas Cowboys look like a team that did not do anything substantial to help improve their roster over the course of the offseason. Swimming upstream in a lot of ways, brutal to watch. What is that, insanity?
Yeah, insanity is when you repeat yourself over
Yeah.
and over and over.
So those are a few. Oh God, Lee, you sent me a lot, but those.
I
are
sent
really
you
good.
like 12.
Yeah, some of them we can't because they have like images, but I'm sure they're all sad. But yeah, that's been some of the outpour there.
So if you go down that list, a lot of the tweets are actually about the defense specifically, which cracked me up a little bit. Like, I don't think anybody is really worried about like Dak and CD moving forward. I think the real thing that scares us is how many points our defense going to have to give up, and how many points is our offense going to have to make up. I mean, like, we got lucky only being down, like losing this game by 3 points.
Was this Shannon Sharp said Cowboys can't run the ball, nor can they stop the run. That's a recipe for a long, embarrassing season. But Jerry said there's nothing wrong with the Cowboys' running game. Clearly, he's not watching his team. Maybe he should have done that interview with Jerry Jones. Yeah, have him on Club Shay Shay.
My head went to a really dark place. I don't want to repeat this. Anyway, yeah. So those were that's the outpour of the Cowboy fans right now.
Same as last week.
So, like we mentioned before, Cowboys got the Giants Thursday. If we were to lose to the Giants in New York, what happens next? Because I feel like that would just be like the worst possible situation.
Yeah, if they lose to Giants, definitely panic button. And I'm going to say this, like, I mean, a court of public opinion, there's going to have to be a dramatic change. I mean, if you're not going to make a trade, then there has to be a coaching change. I don't think it'll be Mike McCarthy. I think I saw someone say Zimmer out, Al Harris elevated.
I saw that take too. Everybody just doesn't understand. Al Harris is a specific
I know
cornerback
but
coach.
Someone
he
has
can't
to be
run
but somebody has to be a fall guy. It's not going to be Mike.
It's going to ruin his career, and I really like that man.
Yeah, somebody has to be. I mean, you can't fire Schottenheimer because he doesn't call anything. So
where's Chris Richard these days?
I mean, and I just don't. What are you gonna?
Seriously,
what are you gonna
that's
elevate?
an honest question. Where's Chris Richard
Well,
these days?
I miss Chris Richard.
Do we still
I
have
miss
the-
that intensity. That's what we need.
Do we still have the British guy in our coaching staff?
Yeah.
Maybe him.
Something's
he'd
going
be
to
a
happen
great fall
because
guy.
obviously I think a big reason why we would fall on Thursday is just because, I mean, just once again the defense. I really do think and then we're going to go to Pittsburgh and
Oh, look, DeMar Hamlin had an interception, you guys.
Man, the Jags.
The
Okay, what do you think happened? Do you think there'll be a firing?
Yeah, there has to be. There has to be some, like, we can't lose to the Giants. We can't afford to lose to the Giants. And you know what scares me? Malik Neighbors scares me.
Well, yeah, you
Malik
can put him on
Neighbors
Diggs or Kalen Carson right now.
He's going to burn them. Like, light them on fire, direct them down the street. It's going to be awful.
Man, yeah, no, it's that. And just because when you have that rivalry, when you have that desperation, even though I thought they want the number one pick, but I think there's I think they taste blood in the water.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna feel validated.
Yeah.
After beating Cleveland, because everyone thought Cleveland was one way, and the Giants are a different way. Giants got the win in the most unexpected fashion. You finally have Malik Neighbors going off. Daniel Jones looks like an actual decent quarterback in this moment right now. But yeah, that's a recipe for disaster for us, honestly.
And I know both teams are having a short go around, but I feel like we use more of the recess. I really do.
You think Dak and CD are currently sitting on a couch like you and I are and hashing out their shit at therapy right now?
Probably not. I mean, I think they know each other enough to where they don't. But something does have to click for this. I just think around, it just seems like they go to practice, just this team, and there's nothing that's concrete that is put. And that's not a Dak CD issue. That's an overall issue, and that's a coaching. But I just don't see Mike McCarthy getting yanked. Just because, he's not extended. So.
Yeah, you're playing with house money at this point.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what happens.
But for fans and tickets and that, you're going to have to do something. So somebody's going to have to. Do you think Dalvin Cook will get elevated by?
No.
They said no.
No.
That was a smoke and mirror show.
Yep. I mean, like I said, you're literally
and you're wasting him too, just sitting there.
I mean, he's collecting a check.
I know, but that's still some money you already paid for nothing.
It would be so weird to elevate him. He's literally the same style running back as the other two.
I think I think, though, if you could just, especially from what I saw, how many non-Cowboys fans were there, if you could just please the placebo effect, I think, if Jerry cares about tickets, I could tell you, this is sad. So.
I was gonna say he needs to do something for fans like you, the optimistic ones, because you guys are quick to get excited and back on the bandwagon, whereas this man over here is just
you didn't hear me say this is our year. I said this division is like back and forth. Like I'm not that optimistic.
I did hear you pick us to win the division. And I did hear you say that
well,
we would
because
finish what he said 11-6. Yeah, and he did say 11-6 was good enough to win the division. Did he?
That's what I remember.
Yeah.
Thank you. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Tell me how good the Eagles are looking right now. Outside of Saquon.
Oh, Saquon looks great. Saquon looks. Ooh.
He's just the one. Jalen Hurts turnover hurts.
Turnover hurts, but
defense,
still looks really good.
No, I don't think.
Say it. I feel it coming. Say what you got to say.
What I've got to say?
Yeah, you put your mic up and everything. What are you going to say?
I was about to whisper 6-11.
Well, at this point, I don't know where the 6 is coming from.
Man, I don't know either. 4-13.
Hey, you got to look at it like this. I thought I had a good fantasy team, and now look at me, I'm 0-3. So, I mean, who would have thought that the Vikings would be 3-0 right now?
Someone has to finish last in our league. Just kidding.
I don't think I'm the only one.
No, there's like 2 really bad teams besides you.
So, there you go.
But anyway.
If you ain't last, you're second to last.
Yikes.
No, this team is really bad. Like, one day we should, like, put it up on a board and break his team down.
I'm very into it.
Yeah.
I would love fantasy football dissections.
We could do it the bye week. We'll do bye week fantasy football shit.
It's weird how bad it is because you look like, Stafford had a hell of a game yesterday. I mean, well, I got Tyreek. Ayuk underperforming. I will say that. Contract year.
Surprisingly underperforming because San Francisco has nobody. Juwan Jennings is the guy.
There's a team in trouble.
The guy. Are they in trouble?
Yeah,
or
I
are
think
they
they will
just
be.
kind of in a holding pattern until all of their players come back from
I
injury?
think they will be in trouble. It's the Super Bowl loss hangover.
We play them in a couple weeks.
That'll be trouble for us. They're just going to run Kyle Shanahan on that game. So.
Anyway. So let's get into our little shot takes for Thursday night. Thursday night football. Ugh, I hate Thursday night football. Why are we on Thursday night football?
Because we're Amazon Prime, baby.
That's right.
We're good. So,
okay, let's go. Game picks, shot take. What are you thinking?
I'm not going to do anything defensive related. We don't have a defense. It's a one. There's no complimentary football.
Okay, drink.
All right. I'm going to go Turpin time. I think Turpin touchdown. I'm going to say a Turpin touchdown, and I'm going to go – I think CD has a resurgence game, and I think he'll get a touchdown. So Turpin and CD.
So just touchdowns for those guys? Do you have put a yardage number on CD?
How many yards?
Uh-huh. I'm going to push you. I'm going to push you this week. And singing.
Ooh. Maybe gets over a little bit over 100 yards.
You think he's going to break 100? Yards? It's possible. That defense sucks.
Yeah, Giants defense, they don't have that. Neither team
Amari
has
Cooper,
a defense.
Amari Cooper in a loss had a really great game.
Yeah.
Y'all don't sound like people who have been following the Cowboys for 30 years.
But I have Amari Cooper in fantasy football. He's done nothing until he played the Giants.
And they have zero defense.
But we also lose to bullshit every year.
We are bullshit.
I mean,
and they don't have much of a run game either right now. But I would take our offense over their defense right now.
Okay.
But I think they have us by what, 4?
I think it's 4.5.
I paid a lot of money for CeeDee Lamb.
You paid a lot. Oh yeah, auction draft.
Did you do auction draft?
Yeah.
So you hope I'm right.
I mean, I do hope you're right because it'll make it easier for me to sell him in the next week.
He could have had a little the way that Ravens defense looked.
I also have him.
He could have had a great game on Sunday.
Okay, looking it up now, we are favored by 4.5. Also, over under total points is 44.5.
Give me the under.
Give me the under.
You take the under?
Yeah.
You think it's going to be Brandon Aubrey? Oh, God.
going to
What
be
was
the
the final
Aubrey
score?
Bowl.
28-25 this week. So that is 50-plus points. So are you sure?
Yeah.
You really think it's going to be a low-scoring game?
I think it's going to be lower than that.
See, I just believe our defense is not going to do anything.
That's true. I don't
I
think
mean,
we're
I think the
gonna score
offense is going to be
anything.
so forced to.
I think it's going to be a shootout.
Yeah. It's going to be like, you know what, the Browns Cowboys 2020.
I'm going to say something that's going to make you so mad.
Oh, no.
I don't get mad.
Malik Neighbors' hat trick.
He gets 3 touchdowns. It's possible. I don't
Because
think it makes
he's-
him mad. I mean, who's he? There's no defense on the other side either.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just
You can't put Trayvon on him. You can't put what's his butt rookie on him. What are you gonna do? Double team him with the
you
safety?
hear Stone Cold Steve Austin music break, and here comes Deron playing back.
Right.
He ain't gonna be ready.
No.
He ain't gonna be ready.
He's got another couple more weeks.
Honestly,
I think.
if this trend of shit continues,
I
I
would
don't
trade him?
I don't play him. I just say,
Yeah.
you know what? Sit out the year. Don't play.
I
Why
think they
waste
will.
him? Why would you put someone coming off an injury like that in that situation?
I think they'll pull it on him, but I think this is going to be a shootout, too.
Oh, that was my shot tech, by the way. Malik Neighbors' hat trick.
Patrick. Well.
Why am I keep doing these against the Cowboys? Because I am
70-yard
that upset.
field
Well,
goal,
because
I'm
you
gonna
have to
stick
have a
with that.
defense.
Oh, look at that. Buffalo keeps
And
scoring.
that was one thing that was touted last year halfway, and then
And you know,
flayed
like,
out.
Between the two of us, I'm always the one that talks the more defensive side of the ball. You talk more offensive side. And so when we were doing these shot takes last year, most of mine were defensive.
Yeah.
If we roll the tape.
Although,
Anyway.
I think we did have a few like Lamb.
Yeah, a few like outliers for
I
sure.
think
but,
no. Your offensive was Fergie. The
I did like
the
Fergie a lot
Fergie.
last year.
But I have this feeling they're not gonna give him as many looks. I really don't.
So we gave shot takes, but nobody said how they think this game is going to go down.
I don't think the 4. I think that's being generous, but I think we'll win. I think we'll win. I don't think they have enough other than Malik Neighbors to put it away. I really don't.
Oops.
I will
And if it comes down to field goal, we know who's going.
Be the villain. Talk to me.
We're going to lose, and it's going to be by too many. It's not a field goal.
Too many.
Five
What does that
to-
even mean?
5
So
to
Malik's
10
going to play
points.
running back too,
Yeah, we're going to
and he's going to play defense.
decidedly badly.
I'm just looking at the box score
So
for last
Danny
week.
Dimes is finally not going to be terrible and like just turn into like Tom Brady.
Oh, dude.
Okay, so this kid, Wandale Robinson, had
Unless it's
61
Tony.
yards.
What's his name? Tommy.
Devin Singletary's on
Tommy
this
Cutlets?
team.
Yeah.
Darius Slayton's on this team. LOL.
Yeah, it's not a good team for that. That tells you how bad the Browns are.
Although I feel like Devin Singletary can run on this defense. That's a weapon. Charlie,
A weapon.
a weapon to complement Malik Neighbors.
But how's their defense going to?
How's their defense going to
Yeah.
go?
It's going to be. And if it has to come down to field goal, who you trusting?
Yeah, of course. If it comes down to field
and
goals,
I
you're
think
gonna
that
go
what
with
it may
Aubrey.
come down to field goal.
Look, this is a team we literally beat 40-0 last year.
We also had a defense.
It's the same people.
It doesn't matter.
It's literally the same people.
Is it on defense? No.
Outside of losing to Ron Bland, it's the same people.
Gilmore was there, and who picked
Gilmore's
up?
trash, man.
No, he picked up
Gilmore
most of that.
is washed.
If he
Stop
wasn't
that.
there,
Stop that.
Who got bullied? Deron Bland got bullied by who? DK Metcalf? Yeah. He could do the kind of weird things,
The weird things.
but like,
I
come
would
on,
like-
Gilmore shut down.
I would do weird things.
I mean,
with
I
like
think
Saquon.
maybe I was at these games like face,
He's
but
a cutie.
and we lost. I mean, we forget like honestly, and some people are 50-50
Okay,
on this
okay,
player.
here I
I'm just
go.
gonna say
Here I go. Heartbreaking
Dorrance
loss.
Armstrong.
Heartbreaking loss because I'm rooting for chaos because I want to see what this team will do in this situation. I'm dirty today. I'm absolutely disgustingly dirty. I'm going to go Giants game-winning touchdown
Yeah, it
to
ain't gonna be full
win
goal.
by 2. Yeah, not field goal. I'm saying they have to score a touchdown to win, and it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt like a motherfucker.
Like an overtime touchdown?
No. It's going to be in regulation. We don't play overtime in this place. No one plays overtime. Stop that. No, I'm not going to be able to get out of bed Friday morning because I will be so upset at how this game
Well,
ends.
you can't be upset if you're calling it.
No,
if you're calling it into existence.
Do you ever date someone who's like covered in red flags? Like, you know something bad is going to come out of this, but you still do it anyway? That is what this game is to me. This is a walking fucking red flag. And you know what? I'm going to run straight towards the red flag because that's what we do.
Maybe it's the wake-up call.
Yep, that's what
Maybe
I'm
it's
saying.
the
I
wake-up
think
call.
the
That's the
last
chaos
two
I'm rooting
games are
for.
wake-up calls, Tanner. I think.
No, those were I just hit snooze. Everything is okay. Nothing is necessarily on
I don't-
fire in the mind of these coaches and executives. But we lose to the Giants.
And your manager's calling you at 10 a.m. saying, "Where are you?"
Yeah. Because how many fireballs were you
I'm
having?
calling this the red flag game. I've now
How many
decided.
fireballs? So you're saying this game goes down in a fireball?
Yeah, it's going to be a dumpster fireball.
For sure.
Well, I really don't know that anything drastic will fully happen.
Charlie's
it feels
really like thwarted by all these things I'm saying.
No, because you are always.
Not this
The
mean.
bad
I
cop.
am never this mean.
I don't even think that sounds mean at this point. I mean, this team is like it's a week by week.
I literally just called them a bunch of
Tums.
walking red flags.
Well, I mean, they have been. I mean, I'm not.
You did call him a series of bad boyfriends.
They
Yeah.
are.
I mean,
This is the most abusive
They are
relationship I've ever
heartbreaking.
been in.
hey, you don't have to go watch them face to face every time. I mean, technically, I guess I don't have
You
to
have
either,
it-
but that's
you-
an expensive
You
ticket to
have
just
it. You
not go.
You definitely have it worse than I do. I will give you that because you have to. Be
I
like,
think
in
maybe
It.
more I'm just numb to it. You know,
That's even worse. That's awful.
like Malort at this point.
Ew.
Shot.
Ew.
Um,
Not the Malort.
this is how the Cowboys are playing though. Like,
All right, so we got a few minutes left. You want to talk about the rest of the Dallas sports scene?
well, as I said, Stars win their preseason
But it's
against.
preseason, nobody cares.
I know, but it's a win. Take moral victories, man.
Sorry, I've been drinking whiskey. I'm kind of a bitch now. You know, if you want me to be fun, the champagne is the one that makes me fun.
Nah, well, then you're calling in tomorrow at work.
Fair enough.
Well, okay, we'll just say we'll wrap on this. One will be at Over Under this weekend.
Oh my gosh, look at this,
Oktoberfest.
look at this.
I know. We got our Tanner brought the fits. Maybe we'll do a Stein competition. Come join us. Also, college
Wait,
football.
is a Stein competition the one where I can outdrink people?
No, that's where you hold
That's where
a
you hold
Stein
it.
for a certain amount of time in the
Nobody
last one.
told me to work out a month ago.
Girl, you're already way ahead of anybody that's...
But if you love sport, SMU's playing that night.
Yeah, SMU, Florida State should be
Florida
should be
State,
fun.
UT's playing that night. UT is the they do watch parties there, and I'm not sure if Still Austin's going to be there, but they probably will be because they partner. Oh, by the way, I know we say what I watched Penguin last night.
Oh, how was Penguin?
It's like Sopranos meets Gotham. It's not bad. It's good.
Streaming
Colin Farrell's
service?
great.
Streaming service?
Max. It's
Okay.
on Max. It's on Max. So it's just a kind of like are those villain shows. I really love what Colin Farrell's doing. This does take place post the Batman, so you want to kind of watch that a little bit. But
Very
Yeah.
cool. I'm trying to think, did I watch anything? All of those sports documentaries have dropped on Netflix, and I really want to see the Hope Solo one. That's top of
yeah.
my list. Aaron Hernandez miniseries dropped on
FX.
Hulu. So we'll check that out for sure.
yeah,
The guy they casted to play Aaron Hernandez looks nothing like
that's
Aaron
what I've heard.
Hernandez.
I haven't watched it yet.
I saw the trailer during the football games, and I was like, that man is too good looking to
I
be
did
Aaron
hear though
Hernandez.
who they got as Urban Meyer is like spot on.
Really? Well, after watching Clipped, like I'm more invested on the actors than the actual like story and
Yeah.
production itself. Like, it is what it is.
I do like what FX does, but like they did it with People versus OJ, and now this is their American sports story, so looks entertaining.
Cool. Do you know where we are next week, or are we still up in the air?
A little bit up in the air, but stay tuned. We will post, and we should have a special guest joining us next Monday night. It's going
Who's
to be
the
in for a
special guest?
treat.
See, he doesn't even tell me these things. Cool.
It's on the calendars.
And this is what I get for not reading calendars. Ooh.
Me too.
Ooh.
Miss Spreadsheet over here.
Yeah,
So,
a calendar and a spreadsheet are not the same thing. I just do spreadsheets. I'm a freak in the spreadsheets. Anyway, Charlie Van, I really hope we can turn this ship around, and if not, it'll be like the Titanic, and there's no space for you on my door.
dang, that's harsh. All right. Well,
love
at
you,
least
just
I
kidding.
can. I'm gonna be like the. Never mind. I'll find my own raft. I'm built like one, like 2x4.
Anyway, all right. Thanks for tuning in to Pouring Takes. You can find all of our stuff at pouringtakes.com, and we will see you guys next week.
See ya.